Jacqueline, where's Jacqueline? Come inside. Come inside. Come inside. This woman is magical.
Yes, she is.
When I say magical, I mean magical capital letters, okay?
Hello everyone, welcome to Bella TV. My name is Jennifer and I am so excited to be bringing you a special Wedding Wednesday series leading up to our second annual wedding issue and our wedding issue cover party, maybe featuring yours truly. I'm going to be joined by Jacqueline Vazquez of Lifetime Events by Jacqueline. She is wedding planner extraordinaire and she is going to be helping me on my journey. So join us. We are at Crowne Plaza in Midtown Manhattan for all of our wedding tips and tricks. Welcome to episode 1 of Wedding Wednesday. I am so excited to be sitting with Jacqueline Vazquez, who is wedding planner extraordinaire. And if we're talking anything wedding planning or for myself planning, I always go to you. So you're the expert. Thank goodness we have you. Lifetime Events by Jacqueline on board, and we're going to get right into it. So tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been in the business.
Sure. Oh my gosh. Whenever I think about that question now, when it was the first time, it's like, oh, I'm only 3 years, but it's been 25 years. And I do not regret making that transformation and the decision to go into the wedding and event planning business. Yeah. And I'm an entrepreneur 100%, and I love every single part of it. I do destination weddings and I do every single type of events as well, and corporate.
It's actually funny when you said, I don't regret that. I have to think that being a bride-to-be, knowing a lot of bride-to-bes, I'm sure we drive our planners insane, but it seems like you love what you do, so the 25 years has flown by.
So, I have the magic, okay? So, basically, I have a thing for psychology. Okay. You know, I did major in accounting, and I was an accountant for a few years, but I do have this thing for psychology all throughout that it is used in everything that I do, including when I communicate with my clients. Okay. And I look at it from a different perspective. People are like, oh, you're dealing with bridezillas. No. That's not in my vocabulary at all. I like to just say, everyone has a different perspective and a different personality, different characteristics. So I, as the professional, have to make sure that I can work with everyone that I come across.
Right. And you use a specific method, I know, when you're working with brides. So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. So this is kind of like the glue to everything that I do, all the questions that I ask my clients. So I call it the A6 formula, and it's pretty well known throughout the events industry. Mm-hmm. And it starts with A, the anticipation, and I'll go a little bit over it, each one of it. Anticipation, arrival, atmosphere, appetite, amusement, and appreciation. Mm-hmm. So anticipation to me is the most important part. What do you think that is?
Our crazy expectations as brides.
You got that. So sum it up into the anticipation of the invitation. That's what starts everything. So that's why I like the A6, because it tells you a story. And I like to, when I first meet a couple, I want to know about their story. I want to know about, why do you want this wedding? What is the expectation? What are the goals? So the anticipation, I feel, drives everything. Before you even start thinking about colors, you want to think about the vibe, the formality, and all of that. The invitation is the start of that. It tells your guests what to expect, what to hopefully wear. Hopefully they listen and they read carefully, and just, whether there's children, adult reception, all of that is in there. And then from that, of course, you have to select your colors to know what type of invitations and the colors and all that.
Right. See, that's funny that you say that, because I feel like maybe I worked backwards then. I mean, definitely, save the dates and our overall theme, but the invitations, I feel like I ended up kind of waiting until the last minute. And thank God I worked with a great brand, but I feel like that's not something you would think. And I think that's why it's so important, and which is why we're talking about this, to hire a planner. Because I've talked to so many people that almost looked at me like I was crazy. Like, you're getting a planner? You can do it. And I'm like, no. You need a planner. Why is it so important for a bride or a couple to have a planner?
So first of all, I'll say that not only am I hired by either a bride or a groom, I also get hired by parents.
Yeah.
And because they see at the end of the day everything that they've been investing in, everything they've been planning, I don't mind stepping in once everything is planned and executing everything. Once I know exactly what their expectations, that still has to be a conversation. But it's really, really important because don't think about the budget first. Think about it's an investment into your sanity. Yeah. Do you agree? Do you feel some type of, I know it's a little overwhelming sometimes, but having a planner gives you that sense of assurance that it's like, you know what, they know what they're doing, in that they experience that, and do your research and have that conversation, a consultation, so that you know that you can connect with that person. Yeah. And that they're getting your vibe, your understanding, your expectations.
Yeah. And you mentioned sanity, which yes, but also, I mean, I feel like unless you work in the wedding industry, like, you know, we work in events, and I thought I, you know, did a lot of event planning and that this would be much easier. But if you're not in the wedding industry, there are things you wouldn't even think to ask or think to, you know, put on your to-do list. And I feel like it's so beneficial to have someone that does this every single day, right? Like, you're getting married once, hopefully, but you do this every day. So you know the things to ask and to look for that we might not. So it is super beneficial to have a planner.
Yeah. And I would say, for instance, even a venue, you may hear and you may be told, and for the most part, it is true that venues, they can take care of everything, but not everything. They take care of everything between the four walls that they own, right? And everything from flowers, dresses, anything else that's outside of their realm. So you're still stuck with that if you don't hire a planner. So it's just really understanding that even if the venue says, yes, we provide everything, you don't have to worry about it, that's fine. But you should still ask questions. Okay, what happens after this time? And how does the transition happen? Do my guests see those transitions? You know, so all of those little pieces are really important to the end result.
Yeah. Well, and obviously now, you know, we know the importance of hiring a planner, but I can't wait for episode 2, where we get into the nitty-gritty of all of the little details of planning that either drive you crazy or crack you up, but it is definitely a long journey, and we still have a lot more to talk about. So until episode 2.
Yes, until episode 2, and you think you've heard it all. Imagine me for 25 years. So
oh no, I can't.
Stay tuned for that.
Yes, I give you all the credit.